here we have our first school is Changyi High School, and we have the principal with the school, the teacher school. Wait, wait, so. Okay, and we also have 2 teachers. 熬表，不是，你帮忙弄一下。Okay. So we have 2 teachers at the back from another school, another high school. And we also have a junior high school, Zhongxin Junior High School. We have their students presenting and their parents and teachers. Wave hello. And of course, we have our students from affiliate high school of Zhongxin University. Okay, so Michael, would you like to tell us about how you came up with Food for Thought, the video conference and everything, and all of the mood courts and mock trial competitions before we begin?
Yeah, I'll be glad to, Mary. About 17, 18 years ago, I started Food for Thought. We were working with some schools in Nebraska, which is located in the central part of the United States. We worked with them for about 4 or 5 years, and then maybe 6 or 7 years, I guess. Then we started going to do international foods, and I've been working with Mary, I think, ever since 2009. Today, we should be joined by schools in Afghanistan, India, and Turkey momentarily. The concept on mock trials and stuff is the same as food. I thought there's something universal appeal about it, and we've been working with Mary, I think, since 2009 on that, and I really remember some students that she's had, and it's been a lot of fun. In fact, we had the second largest law firm in the Texas did a mock trial for us in 2009, and Mary's school beat out 14 other schools across the United States and North America to win our first competition. So we have a long history of Mary and the success of her program.
Thank you, Michael. It was great fun working with your students and all your programs, and you put a lot of effort into it each and every single year. And it's growing. I think that this is such a great opportunity for all the schools to get together. And at first, we didn't think we could make it, especially with the mock trial competitions and everything. But yeah, we made it work.
Yeah, one thing I found out, you know, all the people say, can other people speak English? And normally, many times, or more often than not, the people in foreign countries can speak English and acquire English much faster than some of our students here in the United States. So it's a real testament to second language teachers all around the world.
But you will not be able to imagine how much effort it takes, you know, for them to like just go a little, you know, small step, baby steps, even takes a lot of time and effort, and it's very painstaking. I don't know if you can realize that for students that speak English as a second language or foreign language.
Oh yeah, and I can remember like people like Tony and Henry and Roy and stuff like that. You've had some marvelous students.
Yep, they have actually come a long, long way. So while we are waiting for the other countries to connect.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead with a presentation or so, and then hopefully they'll be joining us in the next 10 minutes or less, okay?
Okay, sure. So we will have our first group from Affiliate High School of Zhongxin University present on the festival food. And we'll be pulling up the PowerPoint slides and let us know if you can see the slides. So, Michael, do you see our PowerPoint slides?
I do now, yes. Very good, thank you.
Okay, so we will begin, and the schools that connect, and they can ask us the questions later on. Go ahead.
First, the affiliate high school of Zhongxin University will represent mooncake. The mooncake originated from ancient China. It symbolized family reunion and the nostalgia of our hometown. The mooncake was originally used as offering to gods. After the festival, people would divide mooncake into pieces. Each person would get a piece of mooncake and eat it. Now we will explain how to make mooncake. Ingredients: 140 grams raw black sesame seeds, 45 grams fructose, 55 grams unsalted butter, 40 grams glutinous rice flour, 5 salted duck egg yolks, half. Directions 1. Spread black sesame seeds onto a large frying pan and turn to medium heat. Remember to stir the sesame seeds every 3 to 4 minutes. 2. Stir the sesame seeds until they start to sip oil and thicken. This process takes about a minute. 3. Add fructose and butter. Mix the ingredients and transfer them to a bowl. 4. Add glutinous rice flour. Fold with spatula and form the paste into a dough. 5. Divide the sesame paste into small pieces, about 20 to 30 grams per portion. Shape each portion into a small ball. 6. Fold with. Flatten the black sesame paste with your hands. 4. Place half a duck egg yolk in the middle. Knead the sesame paste to shape a ball. Ingredients: 56 grams sugar, half teaspoon canned sweet, Chinese salt for cooking, 20 grams peanut oil, 1 teaspoon salt and pitch for the egg wash, 100 grams cake flour, and an extra to reduce the mooncake dough, 1 raw egg yolk. Step 1. Mix syrup and canned sweet in a big bowl and wet until emulsification. Put the peanut oil in a bowl. Step 2. Put some flour in a bowl. Fold the dough gently with a motion of scraping from the bottom to the top, like you are folding a cake dough. Do not stir the dough in a circular motion. Step 3. Shape the dough into a ball. Seal with plastic wrap. Step 4. Place 2 teaspoons of salt in the middle of 2 pieces of baking paper and press them into small pieces. Step 6. Place the black sesame seed in the middle of circular dough and place the filling. Step 6. Add filling hand with salt and stir with powder. Step 7. Place the mooncake dough in a mold. Baking mooncake. Step 1. Preheat oven to 360 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 2. Place mooncake on a baking tray 1 inch apart. Spare tiny amounts of water onto the cake. Bake for 8 to 9 minutes until the dough toughens and the edge of mooncake starts to turn golden. Mix the egg yolk with the peach. Step 4. Remove the mooncake from the oven. Brush a thin layer of egg yolk, coating onto the surface of each mooncake. Step 5. Place the mooncake back in the oven and continue baking for about 8 minutes until the top of mooncake turns golden brown. Step 6. Remove the mooncake back from the oven. You can make mooncakes at home and share with your friends. Now we will show you the actual mooncake. This is mooncake.
Brazil, do you have any questions?
This test is mung bean pastry. And another one is salty meat mooncake.
Were you able to get a good look at that?
I didn't get a good look. Do that again, please.
Do that again.
This test is
That looks good.
mung bean pastries. And another one is salty meat mooncake.
Thank you.
Okay.
Brazil,
And
do you have
yeah.
Brazil, do you have a question?
So we see Brazil has connected to
Yeah.
us, and if they have any questions about our moon cakes, then perhaps you would like to ask a question now. Before we go on to the next presentation, we actually have 3 presentations today, and the first one is presented by students of the affiliated high school of Zhongxin University, and the 2 other presentations will be presented by students from Zhongxin Junior High School. So we will take questions for the mooncake so that later on, when you view the other presentations, you can go on to ask the other questions. And yeah, Michael?
Yeah, did you have a question, Brazil? If not, I have one. What exactly do mooncakes cakes taste like?
How do the mooncakes taste? Does the mooncake taste like?
Yeah, we have just entered, sorry.
Go ahead. Would you like to take a, how does it taste? Anybody?
Some is sweet and some is salty.
Yeah, some cakes are sweet, some are salty, and some has the. It actually depends on the filling, right?
Okay. Brazil or anybody, do you have another question for the?
I think we have 2 other sites connected. Do you know where they are connecting from, Michael?
That's a good question. Okay. If you could, if anybody has a question, please. If not, let's go to the next one and I'll figure it out.
Okay. So let's move on to the next presentation. What is the next presentation about? Spring roll, okay. So it's a kind of food that you can make on your own as well. You may begin.
Yes. Hello. We are 7th graders from Zhongxin Junior High School. I'm Anna. I'm Sarah. I'm Andrew. I'm Candy. Today we are going to introduce our celebration food, spring roll. Ingredients: fresh spring roll wrappers, 4 balls, 15 sheets, cooked meat, chicken, beef, or pork, pan fried and sliced, 200 grams, fried tofu, marinated and sliced, 8 pieces, egg, pan fried and sliced, 4 eggs, cucumber, knife, 3 carrots, peeled and grated, 2 bean sprouts, peeled, 1 pan, powdered sugar, or roasted peanut, grounded, some oil, some salt, some. Now we are showing you our video.
So you're gonna show the video now?
Directions. 1. Add some oil to heated pan and spread beaten eggs thinly on the pan. Cook till set on both sides. 2. Slice finely the cooked omelette. 3. Cut the meat and dry tofu into slices. 4. Add some oil to the heated pan and stir fry the dry tofu until they are slightly brown on both sides. 5. Put sliced meat into the pan and keep stir frying them. 6. Place the cooked sliced meat and dry tofu onto plates. 7. Wash, peel, and grate the carrots. 8. Wash healthy sprouts. 9. Add some oil to the heated pan. Then stir fry the carrots. 10. Take out the carrots. Then stir fry the bean sprouts. 11. Wash the cucumbers into slices. Then place them on the plate. To serve.
So now are you gonna? Okay, back to the PowerPoint slides, and you will demonstrate how to wrap it later on, right? Oh, okay, nice. Go ahead.
To serve. 1. Put a spring roll wrapper on the plate or glaze board.
Would you like to show that to the front or come to the front? Can you zoom in on that?
Oh.
Let's try to zoom in on that. They are demonstrating how to wrap the spring roll right now.
2. Spread some powdered sugar on 1/2 of the wrapper evenly. 3. Place the fillings, carrots, bean sprouts, cucumber, meat, dry tofu, egg, on top of the powdered sugar. Don't put too much at a time. 4. Spread some more powdered sugar on top of the wrapper evenly. 5. Wrap and fold up the 2 sides of the wrapper. Now,
Would you like to take that? Oh, okay. Zoom in. So are you able to see the spring roll cut in half
Oh, yeah.
clearly? Okay, so that's the first part of the presentation, right?
Okay.
Are we done with the spring roll? Not yet? Okay, they have more to say.
the story behind spring roll is about 芥子灰. Hanshi Festival commemorated Jie Zitui, a loyal minister to Chong'er. During a civil war, Prince Chong'er and Jie fled and were in exile for 19 years. Jie was so loyal that he even made broth of his leg to feed the prince when they were short of food. When Chong'er became king, he wanted to reward Jie. Instead, Jie packed his bags and ran to the mountains. Chong'er went to look for Jie in the mountains. Someone suggested that Chong'er set fire to the forest to force Jie out. After the king set fire to the forest, Jie didn't appear. When the fire was extinguished, Jie was found dead with his mom on his back. To commemorate Jie's death, Chong'er created Hanshi Festival and ordered that no fire could be set on this day. People could only eat cold food. That was the story about spring roll.
And that concludes our second presentation, and we'll take questions before we move on to the third one.
Okay, any questions from any area? Just unmute and ask a question, please. I believe we had 3 people from India and 1 from Brazil, if you'd like to ask a question. If not, let's go. What dynasty was that from?
哪一朝？哪一朝？ Who's that? 朝代。Which dynasty? 哪一朝？
周朝，那是周朝。
周 dynasty.
Zhou Dynasty.
Did you get that?
No, I didn't hear what.
Zhou Dynasty.
Oh, Zhou
The
dynasty. Thank you.
Yes. Do we have any questions from Brazil or India?
Yes, Klaus has a
Yes,
question.
Brazil.
What's your?
巴西要问你问题。
When do you usually eat spring rolls?
When do we usually eat spring roll? 什么时候吃？
On Hanshi Festival.
On the Hanshi Festival, and also people can buy spring roll at some stores,
Oh, yeah.
right? And have it for lunch or dinner, right? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Any more questions for them?
They're real popular here in the United States.
Yes, I think it's a little bit different. I think it's also fry it in the States.
Yeah, they sure do.
Yeah, in the States they fry the spring roll. 炸 right? Okay.
Yeah. In the United States, they are. Some of them are like deep fried or whatever, fried and
Yeah,
something.
deep fry.
They're crispy.
Crispy. Okay. If there are no more questions, we'll move on to our last presentation.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, we are 7th graders from Changxing Junior High School. I'm Amy. I'm Christine. I'm Melody. I'm Lorena. Today we are going to introduce Yuan Xiao. Ingredients: Chinese glutinous rice flour, 250 grams. Lard, 30 grams. Toasted sesame seeds, 80 grams. Castor sugar, 50 grams. A large flat bowl, a salted spoon. Now we are going to show you a video.
Press sesame seeds and sugar in a bowl. If there is a food processor, mix them in it for a few minutes. 2. Put the melted flour in the bowl and keep pointing until the sesame oil comes out. 3. Put the bowl in the fridge for 20 minutes to let the filling cool and firm. 4. Divide the filling into 20 small portions. Use your hands to shape it into a ball, 2 centimeters in diameter for each. 5. Prepare another bowl of water. 6. Put the glutinous rice flour into the large flat bowl. 7. Put the filling balls in it. Don't put too many in one time. 8. Start shaking the ball. Coat the filling balls evenly on the outside. 9. Put the filling balls onto the slotted spoon and put the spoon in the water. 10. Count 1, 2, 3 and dip it. 11. Put the filling balls back and shake again. Coat another layer of flour. Remember to shake quickly when you put the balls back in the flour. 12. Repeat the process until the filling balls become like ping pong balls.
13. Pay attention not to use the pan without the chopper. 14. If the balls crack a little, just tap some water on the blackboard. It will come together very easily. 15. Now let's cook yuan shao. Put them into a pot of hot water with some sugar. 16. Cook for 8 to 10 minutes over medium heat. 17. When the balls float up in the water, turn down the stove and cook for roughly 3 to 5 minutes. 18. When the balls get a little larger, then take them out. They are ready to serve.
Direction.
Story of Yuan Shao Festival. 东方说 as the emperor's favorite and prisoner saw a young woman crying by the well. It was Yuan Shao, a maid who worked in the palace. She hadn't seen her parents since she started working in the palace. 东方说 made a plan to help her see her family. 东方说 dressed as a fortune teller and told the people, the god of fire will set a great fire to destroy the city. The people and the emperor were scared. 东方说 advised, we should try to trick the gods. People should set off firecrackers. They should also light lanterns and carry them through the streets. Then the gods will think the city is already burning. We should also make lots of thunder because it is the god of fire's very good. There were lanterns and firecrackers on every street. Everything sounded like the city was on fire. When Yunsha's parents came to the palace, they saw her and her lantern. They were very happy to see their daughter again. To make sure that the city would never be destroyed by the god of fire, the emperor decided that there should be a festival every year on the 15th lunar day. After many years, this festival became known as the Yuansha Festival. Thank you for your attention. Do you have any questions?
Anyone have any questions? I have a quick question. What time frame was this dynasty?
哪一朝？一个是哪一朝？
好像是汉初，
哪一朝？
好像是汉初，
汉朝，
好像
你说
好像。
Han Dynasty。
Han Dynasty.
Okay, thank you.
I actually have a question for all sides. Do you have a similar kind of food in your country?
Do you have a similar kind of food? No.
It's sort of like sweet dumplings or that sort of food.
Yep. Okay, I'm sure we do because like they have them in Eastern Europe for sure, and they have some in the Middle East as well. So I guess they travel over the Silk Road.
How about in the States? Do you have sweet dumplings? Oh, that type?
Yeah, we actually do at different restaurants.
What's inside?
I'm trying. I can't remember the cuisine, but I've seen them before, and actually I've seen a similar one. Was prepared, I think, in Persia, Iran, and they were telling me how it came from China over the Silk Road.
So what is inside? What is the filling of the inside the dumpling?
I've seen meat, but I've also seen like sweet, like jams or jellies or stuff like that as well, Mary.
Interesting. I was wondering if they have any sort of this in Brazil, the dumpling type of food.
Yeah, Brazil, do you have anything like that? Or maybe India will ask.
No, we don't.
Okay.
Oh. So is it India?
Anybody?
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead, Brazil.
Do you eat lunch at school every day?
Do you eat them at school every day?
Do you eat yuan xiao at school every day?
No, we don't.
Now, when do you usually eat yuan xiao?
Yuansha Festival.
Okay. So when is yuan xiao festival?
On the 15th lunar day.
Right, on the 15th day of the first month of the lunar calendar, right? Yes. Okay. But of course, you can purchase the ones in stores and serve them to yourself whenever you like.
So that would be like in March?
It would be like in February, I guess. Yeah, February. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions?
I don't think so.
Thank you. Thank you. So now, Michael, we can hand over the time to the next school or next country.
Thank you. India was supposed to have something at this point. India, are you ready?
遥控器 mute.
And then Brazil. And then we'll be waiting for Turkey in a second. India, go ahead. Let me unmute them.
Okay, I can see them.
You have to go screen share.
It's not showing. कौन सी भी नहीं दिख रहा Zoom? कौन से तो मीटिंग आईडी मांग रहा है ना रुको रुको मत छोड़ सुनो मैम से बोलना सुनो मैम अभी उस पे आईडी पे है तुमको दिख नहीं रहा है कहाँ से ये वापस कहाँ जाएगा
मनोर नहीं है सोमा मैम
मैम इज नॉट ऑन दैट जो रूम चल
नहीं।
रही है मैं उनको कॉल कर सकता हूँ फिर अभी
Okay.
सोमा मैम को इस कॉल पे ऐड करेगी प्लीज
Do you have it?
सोमा मैम को ऐड करेगी इस कॉल पे प्लीज
We're not seeing any PowerPoint slides yet. Is that normal?
No, they're trying to figure out what's going on, I believe. While we're waiting on them to figure it out, let's go with Brazil. India, are you ready now?
यार I don't know the problem
Oui.
Just a second, Brazil. I think India's
Okay.
got the problem.
Okay.
Go ahead, India.
हाँ फोन लगा के देखो ठीक है मैं सोमा मैम को फोन लगाती हूँ
I am not able to open the PPT.
कौन से लगा लेना होता मैं उनको ओपन है डन
हाँ opened.
स्काइप पे कॉल करना है ना जूम पे है ना हम
हाँ
ओके जूम पे है
Okay.
actually the
am
PPT.
I audible yeah on
Agrim, the PPT isn't visible.
you just start the PPT
Array, it's not visible.
I am not visible
The PPT isn't visible. Is it visible?
No, we can't see the PowerPoint.
Thank you.
okay let's start Indian cuisine made by Srija Saxena, Agrim Sinha and Manoj.
We're still not seeing the PowerPoint.
Content, ingredients, regional cuisine, therefore, and fusion cuisine, dessert, beverages, eating habit, dietary restrictions.
Okay.
Ingredients. You guys are not visible. Shit. Ingredients. Indian spices include a variety of spices grown across the Indian subcontinent with different climates in different parts of the country.
Regional
We're still
cuisine.
not seeing the PowerPoint slides.
Yeah, right.
Is that normal?
I think they realize that they're just trying to go through it. Then
Okay.
go ahead.
I thought maybe they could send it to you and you can play it for everybody. All right.
Regional cuisines. Muslims like eating many forms of animal meat such as lamb, mutton, fish, buffalo, chicken, and prawns. Most of the Hindus prefer veg food.
Manolma, can you speak now? Diaspora and fusion cuisine. Some of the most common Chinese foods in India are chonky and chilpatatu.
The
The
well-known
best Indonesian dishes are fried rice and mee goreng. Ancient Sasanian cuisine refers to food and beverages products. Well-known Indian dishes are tata, soto, and emain river.
desserts. Indian sweets and
Indian
desserts.
sweets and desserts, also called mithai, a significant element in Indian cuisine. It spans the region of Pakistan and Bangladesh. Many Indian desserts are fried foods made with sugar, milk, or condensed milk.
Eating habits. Eating habits of Indian culture are based on culinary tradition. Most dishes feature meat or vegetable mix with sauce and Rice. Many Indians are vegetarian. Indians often prefer eating from ants. And
There is a guess. I change during the different seasons, and I am mostly eaten with hand. My example is mithai.
if somebody wants, you could try to answer these.
The first question. I change during the different seasons.
Anybody?
Repeat your question again and we'll try to ask a question. What were you saying?
Sorry.
I change during the different seasons.
Yeah, I heard you ask a question, but I didn't hear the whole question. Could you repeat it, please?
I change during the different seasons. What am I? You can tell according to the PPT.
You can type in the question, children.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Next question then.
Yeah, I heard parts of your presentation. If you could send that to us, PowerPoint, it'd probably be easier, and then we can put it up on the Facebook page because it sounded really good, and I understand about fusion food, but it didn't come across as good as it probably looked as on the PowerPoint.
Yeah, sure. We'll surely do it after it.
Okay, thank you.
Hope you liked it.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. And we're going to go to Brazil now. Brazil, go ahead.
We are setting up. Okay, Nathan, you're still.
Nathan Silva and Fiona Braga. Acho que
That you are muted, plus add the safe unmute your microphone.
Set it up. What? Can you see my screen?
I just see black right now. Go ahead. Now we do.
Okay, go ahead.
So it's about what we ate on some special occasions. This food I will mention varies from region to region. And to start, I will talk about birthday. In the birthday, what else has is canned, a lot of kind of cans. For example,
Let me see. What are you seeing the presentation
Yes.
on full screen?
Yeah, looks good. Birthday cake and candles.
Yes, but is it in full screen?
Yeah, it's full screen. Go.
Okay.
For example, brigadeiro and beijinho. It's a famous candy here, and the both are typical candies in Brazil and is found in other occasions too. The ingredient is condensed milk in chocolate for a brigadeiro, and beijinho condensed milk and grated coconut, and it is very tasty. About the cake. Every birthday has one. Here it's like in every place, just a cake with some candles on it. Uh, Now, uh, so this is a typical food here. We call it salgados. Uh, it is usually served as an interest, but can be a main dish too. And it's very delicious too.
Like an appetizer?
Yes, like it. About drinks. Usually, beer to adults and soda to the childrens. And I disagree with that because I think the adults shouldn't drink alcoholic drinks in front of children, but usually in the birthday is it what the people drink. So now about carnival, it's a different festival here, and a lot of people get drunk and make a lot of bullshit in these occasions. Next slide. But this, but in these occasions, there isn't a typical food. There isn't a typical food. And about Festa Junina, it's our joint party. There is a lot of typical food in this occasion, even more here in my region. For example, canjica and arroz doce, or sweet. Canjica is made with peanut and condensed milk, and sweet rice is like the name say, sweet rice, rice with condensed milk. uh, Popcorn too. It's a typical food in the Festa Junina journey party, and there is a lot of different foods, but I don't know the name in English, like kanji and others. I don't have the image. So is that any question?
Any questions over any of the foods they were talking about? Taiwan, do you have a sweet rice like that? Okay, Taiwan, do you have sweet rice, or India, do you have a sweet rice like that? Somebody unmute and talk.
Maybe you know the difference between sweet rice and sticky rice.
Okay, tell us the difference. That'd be a good one, and we'll start there.
We have one more presentation from Brazil, okay?
Okay, go ahead, but just say, Mary, do you have a sweet rice like that? A sweet rice? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Brazil. Do your next one.
Okay, let's go to the next one.
Hi, my name is Judah. Are you listening?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, now I will talk about typical dishes and some other Brazilian celebrations.
Ju-
Coisa me explica. Do trânsito.
Now I will
Go ahead, Brazil.
it's Oktoberfest, which happens in October, and in Blumenau, the city.
Yeah, can we get that in presentation mode?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, put it in the slideshow mode. We're getting it full without the slideshow.
Okay, let me try again. We have. Okay. What about now? Can you see it?
Yes, thank you. Go ahead.
Now it's okay?
Yes, fine.
Okay, this festival has German origins. So, beer is the principal drink of this festival, and there is a lot of kinds of beer. This food that I will present now are German dishes with Brazilian taste. So the name's kind of difficult. I don't know if I will say it right. The first one is Krakauer, and this is something like the hot dog that we know well, but the bread is different, and the way that you do that is different too. So it's kind of hot dog, but it's not the same. The next one is Ray Kuchen. I don't know if say that. Rebekuchen are German potato fritters and maybe served with sauce, apple sauce. And I don't know what the taste. I never eat before.
Now, what kind of sauce would you put on that?
Apple sauce.
Oh, applesauce. Okay.
Okay, the next one is, I don't know, breaded fish burger. It's basically a sandwich made with fish and salad. It's common. The next one is potato stuffed with pepperoni. This is a potato, like the name says, stuffed with pepperoni or calabresa. And it's too much common in this festival. The next one is pretzel or pretzel.
Wow.
And it's a type of baked bread made from dough, most commonly shaped into a twisted knot, like
Yeah.
you can see in the picture.
Now that's a chocolate covered pretzel. What's the other frosting?
Chocolate, sugar, and I don't know the other one.
Okay, thank you.
Maybe condensed milk, I don't know.
Okay.
This is duck with red fruits. That is, this dish is common the lunchtime, and it's basically a duck with some red fruits together. Okay, now we will talk about Christmas food. These ginger biscuits or cookies are basically biscuits or cookies made of ginger and honey in the form of little men or Christmas symbols. These could be made with chocolate or vanilla too. It's normal to see that. Roasted turkey, the roasted turkey, red
can be substituted for other similar meat, such as Chester. I don't know if you know what it is. Go ahead. Panettone is like a bread with candied fruits or chocolate, but there are also variations made with ice cream and also salted panettones. It's common here. In Brazil, Christmas tables include recipes of national varied dishes like Brazilian nuts, which are savored with other type of nuts. In Portuguese, this type of nut is castanha do Pará. I don't know if you Brazil nuts.
Oh yeah.
In Portuguese, we say castanha do Pará. Okay. Cord cake is made with potato and fish chips, which abundantly found in the seas of here. So it's too common. Fruits. There is a variety of fruits sold here in Brazil on summers. So we have a lot of fruits in our tables when it's Christmas. Now I will talk about New Year. There is a superstition that the lentil soup brings prosperity and fortune. So it is served as a typical New Year's dish. So this is very common here in the New Year's night. Crumbs or farofa cannot be leaking in any Brazilian super. This is made with special ingredients such as stewed bacon, raisins, corn, among others. It leaves the year-end meals with a special touch. Grapes is something very common on the table for the time of the turn of the year. It promises that bring happiness and luck to those who consume it. So grapes is too much common too. And finally, the sparkling wine is the most important eaten at the time of the turn because it's the drink commemorative gifts of the coming year. So this is the most important thing in the new year turn. And that is the presentation. Do you have any questions? What I do?
So maybe Taiwan could talk a little bit about the sweet rice, which you commented on the chat box. Pode tirar o mudo aqui. Let's see, can you unmute yourself? It's muted. If you go to the left bottom page, I think you can find it. Did you see how you can unmute yourself? Maybe you can write in the chat box.
Shrija, you've got to unmute yourself. Your audio is muted.
Yes, Taiwan. Try to go to the left bottom page. Mike has us muted from his end. Yeah, but I think if you go to the left bottom part of the page, you can unmute yourself. You have already tried it.
Shrija, share screen. Are we ready?
We see equipment. Okay. Okay, so let's wait for him to arrive. And you from India, do you have any questions in Brazil? Olha essas perguntas.
Can we start?
Yes, go ahead, ask a question. Do you have a question to ask?
No, we have one more PPT.
You have one more presentation. Okay, let's see if my students have any questions for you first.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, we have a question for India.
How often do you eat steak?
Yeah.
Hello.
So we had a question for India. How often do you eat steak for lunch or dinner?
Actually, we don't have steak here.
No? Oh, yes. Why not? Maybe they would like to know that cultural note.
May you repeat the question, Mike?
Could you explain why you don't have steak in India?
Why don't we have?
Well, remember the Hindus believe that you shouldn't eat meat.
So that's a very important cultural note. In India, they don't eat meat. Why?
And the majority, you know, India is full of all different type of people, but the majority of people would say that all life is sacred, so you don't really eat meat, and there's more cows. If I just give you a little history of India there for a bit. Okay,
yeah.
I think they have a PowerPoint in India they want to show real quickly and try to see if it can work for us. So let's try to go to their PowerPoint and we'll go to Mary's question, okay?
Okay, yes, we will do that.
Okay, go ahead. Let's go to your PowerPoint.
Go ahead, Shrija.
We're still not seeing it though.
We will mail these PowerPoints to you, Mike, and next time we have a conference, we'll mail it in advance to you.
Yeah.
So do we share this presentation now or we do not?
Yeah, share the presentation now. We have time if you go ahead.
Okay,
Just
Agrim,
go to the green screen down there and share it and we'll be fine.
Okay, thank you so much. Agrim, do you want to share the presentation on Kheer or is Shrija sharing hers?
I'm sharing mine on baking.
Yeah.
Perfect, fine, go ahead. As sir said that they have time, so you could go ahead with that.
Is it visible? Is it visible there?
It's not visible yet.
It is not visible. You need to share your screen.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Sorry.
Is it visible?
No, it isn't. I think maybe you need to send it to me, and then I'll just have to share it from here. If you can send it to me real quick. If not, we'll have to do it next time.
Mike,
I have a
okay.
question here.
Okay.
Actually, I could not upload the presentations on the Facebook page, but perhaps I do not know how to share the presentation on the Facebook page. The videos I can share.
Yeah, if you could just send it to me, I'll put it up on the Facebook page.
Perfect. I will do that. Thank you so much.
And in the future, just send it to me, and then next month when we do it, I can run it from here, and you guys won't have any problem.
Mary, I think Mike has already done that.
Yeah, I know, but I don't think that they had done that. So Mary's okay. Go ahead, Mary. You had a question?
We're not sure if you had us muted all the way with the video and audio.
No, I tried to get some of the background noise, and I went a little bit too far. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, we realize that. Go ahead.
What kind of fish is put in the braided fish burger?
That was a question for Brazil.
Yeah. What type of fish was in the sandwich and in that in those fish balls?
What kind of fish?
Cod, I don't know, bacalhau.
Codfish, yeah.
Codfish.
And in the sandwich?
The sandwich, I don't know what fish is.
We live very far from the beach, from the shore, so people who live there may know better the kind of fish they eat. We usually only refer to fish in general and codfish. Codfish is different.
Codfish.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now,
you must eat a lot of fish in Taiwan, right?
Yeah, we have a lot of fish in Taiwan.
Mary, what's some of your more popular fish in Taiwan?
What are some of the popular fish in Taiwan that we eat? We don't know the names. You know the names? We eat salmon. Yeah. Tuna. Some other kind don't know the names in English.
Brazil, you eat a lot of cod there?
Do you eat a lot of cod in Brazil?
Yes.
When?
How about tuna fish? Tuna.
I don't think we eat a lot of codfish. We only eat it in special occasions. For example, for Corpus Christi, right? People eat a lot of fish, codfish, because they don't eat other kinds of meat.
Right, okay.
And during 40 days, they can't eat meat, only fish.
Right.
But tuna is very popular for sandwiches. We make it with mayonnaise, and it's delicious. It's like a tuna paste.
What's he referring to, Mary, is the 40 days of Lent. It's before Jesus during Easter season, and during that time you're not supposed to eat meat, is what he's saying.
Yes, in Brazil.
Does that include fish?
They're talking fish and meat are two different things in this point.
Yeah, that's right. Interestingly.
Yeah, and when I was growing up, if you're a Catholic, you couldn't eat meat on Fridays, and you had to eat fish.
Oh.
So things have really changed, but meat and fish are two separate deals.
Yeah, here there is this common sense that fish is not meat.
Yeah, the best one I ever heard is chicken is not meat too, but I don't necessarily believe that one.
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions at all for Taiwan or anybody? I don't know. Turkey hasn't come on today, and we've had some other difficulties. So.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Since we talked about Christ, a student of mine has a question. Let's see, Klaus.
Okay, go.
It's for India or Taiwan, Klaus? Or both? Both. It's for both countries. Let's see.
Do you pray before each meal?
Oh, that's a good question. Mary, do you guys pray before a meal? And then we'll ask India, do you pray before a meal?
Do we pray before meals? No.
No.
Actually, no. Only, yeah, for real actual Buddhists will, but not the general public.
Ah, a lot of
I have a general question for you all. Do you have wine with everything?
Do we have wine with everything? Mary, you start first.
Do we have wine with everything?
Yeah.
No. No, not in Taiwan.
Here? Yes. No, no kid.
No, we usually don't have wine with everything. I think that that's whiskey in Ireland.
Okay. Whiskey and beer in Germany and wine.
Yeah.
Now, on that same question, I realize the legal drinking age might not be low, but is it common for people in Brazil to drink at home with their parents at the supper? You're talking about beer and you're talking about other things. Would it be common for children to actually drink?
I'm sorry, Mike, I couldn't hear. Can you listen? Can you repeat, please?
Yeah. What I was saying is that I don't know what the legal drinking age is in Brazil, but would it be common for parents to offer children beer or whatever on special occasions?
Good question. So, what's the legal age for drinking in Brazil? 18 years old. And do parents usually offer beer for you?
Yes.
only for one of them. You have seen some families.
Okay.
In Taiwan, I just asked, and only 2 students raised their hands. When I asked the question if their parents offer them alcoholic drinks at home, only 2 raised their hands.
Wow. That's very interesting. It's 21 here in the States, but then again, some parents, if you drink in front of your parents, you can do that. But I think it depends on where they're from.
Did you say 21?
Yeah. They raised the drinking age about 15, maybe 20 years ago, and they tied it with federal funds, so everybody went to 21. Now, in India, I think it's going to be a lot different, so we'll try to. What part of India are you guys from?
Yeah, mostly from the.
Yeah. Could you repeat again, please?
We are mostly from the center or northern part of India. We belong to Ghaziabad, near Delhi.
Northern part of India. And what languages do you speak?
Our national language is Hindi.
Hindi, okay. And English would be like your second or third language?
It's similar to our second language.
Okay.
And how old are you when you start studying English at school?
Sorry, can you please repeat?
How old are you when you usually start studying English or learning English?
Since class 1, around 6 years old.
Right. Okay. About first
grade. When you go, yes, when you go to first grade, 6 years old, do you already speak English because of your family, or you just learn at school?
We mostly learn it in school, but while we are in either schools or kindergarten, we are known with the alphabets like A to Z, all those alphabets.
Now, I have a question for you. I watch a lot of films from Bollywood, and it seems like in Hindi language there's a lot of English words that have come into the Hindi language, because you could be watching a movie and there'd be like Hindi, and all of a sudden they'll be speaking English. Are there a lot of English words in Hindi?
Actually not. Most of the languages come from our own mother tongue, which is Sanskrit. From the Sanskrit, we have derived all the languages in India as well as the other international languages such as German.
Oh, okay. So when you say 9 is no, that's how German got it as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's interesting to know. Thank you so much. What influences? What other languages is Hindi similar to? Is it like Farsi at all, or no? Okay, never mind.
Was this question for Brazil or other country?
I was asking India a second because I was asking India because I didn't know if northern part of India, do they speak, is their language Hindi like Farsi or Urdu or any of the other language near it?
Like you write English in a form of Roman alphabets. Mostly we use Roman alphabets. Like this in Hindi we use Devanagari. Devanagari is a base with which Urdu, Sanskrit and Hindi is written.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any other questions, people?
Any other questions to people in Taiwan, India, or in the United States?
Okay. If not, we'll sign off then for today, and we thank you so much, and thank all the people from Taiwan. There was like 3 other schools there with Mary today, and we thank the people from India. And next time we'll have the PowerPoint, so it'll be a little bit better. And I need to find out what happened with our people friends from Turkey. I do have one thing I can show from here to end. Let me try to share the screen. And I have a PowerPoint for a salad. It's really kind of neat. If you didn't get a chance to see it, let me try to pull it up here.
Hi, I'm Anna and I'm Ronya, and this is Portugal project. Today we want to cook typical Ukrainian New Year salad. We call it alien. It's popular in many European countries as well. In different modern recipes, it is usually cooked with boiled potatoes, carrots, canned peas, boiled eggs, pickled cucumbers, bologna or Doctor sausage, and mayonnaise. And dressed with mayonnaise. And salt. Alien is delicious and impacts in New Year's atmosphere. Enjoy your meal. Smash on!
So thank you, Michael, and the schools from India and Brazil. And we actually really enjoyed our interaction with you today and the presentations that the students gave. And we hope to see you again in January. I believe the date in January will be January 29th.
Yes.
And we will be here with you again with street food and quick food. That's right, Michael?
Exactly right. Thank you so much, and have a Merry Christmas. People celebrate Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you next year. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.